Good morning. Hey, it is Sunday. We're getting ready to 10:30 service. I'm glad you're joining us today. This will be the last declaration on our series of discussions that we've had on the Spiritualist Manual and declarations, on which we're very grateful for Spiritualism for taking that leap and following the guidance of Spirit. So it can open the door for many of us who have spiritual gifts, and that is going to be part of what we talk about today. So I'm excited for this one. So I hope you all are doing amazing on this Monday morning, or excuse me, a day ahead of myself, on this Sunday morning. And I hope the morning finds you joyful and happy, and even if you're not, by attending this service and allowing yourself to get into the Spirit, that it lifts your spirit. So welcome to All Spiritual Life Center online feed. We do this every Sunday at 10:30, so you can tune in on our Facebook page. Just to let you know that when we do get a brick and mortar building, we will still be doing a live feed. So in the Dayton area, we hope that you come and support the congregation, but in other areas, if you're not able to attend, at least we'll be able to be with you on our online services, so you won't miss anything, because we've got a lot coming up, and it's exciting and it's fun and new perspective, different way of looking at things that are very old and very ancient for this time period right here. And what we do here at All Spiritual Life Center is we draw from all of the sacred traditions, as well as the sacred spiritual religions, and we seek the golden thread that weaves it together, the tapestry together, so that we can start learning from our neighbors instead of dividing ourselves away from our neighbors, because it's all about the oneness. And this is the time period that we're in, is to elevate and awaken the oneness within. So we're so glad that you're here to join us. So right now we're going to go ahead. I'll give another minute for everybody to get here. Good morning, Robin. How are you this morning? We have some announcements from Reverend Micah later on towards the end of the service. We have a spiritual poem that Spirit is guiding us to read for us to finish off our message service, and looking forward to when we have that brick and mortar, so we can get the mediums up there and get their juices rolling and start sharing with everybody, and start really getting that unity consciousness going on in the church center, and be able to share Spirit messages and help other people develop their spiritual gifts too as well. So, and that's interesting, because that's what we're talking about today too. So this is exciting. All right, so let's everybody get in that centered space. Close your eyes, breathe. Breathe out stress, the work week, shake it off. Breathe in centeredness, breathe in from the heart. Allow your chest, when it expands, feel the breath of Spirit enter into your heart chakra. Your next breath, pull up from the earth at your root and from the heavens at your crown, and have them meet in the middle at your heart. Mother, Father, God, Infinite Spirit, we light this candle in the oneness that we all are. And though we go through the veil of forgetting, we know that we are in the time period of awakening. Therefore, that veil is getting thinner and thinner, so that the light of Spirit is what shines through us. It lights the way. It dissolves the darkness, and it awakens and quickens the spiritual nature of who we are, to remember that we are all one. So as we light this candle, we light the candle of unity in consciousness of the one life, the one love, the one soul, the very essence of our being. And we bring it into harmony, in rhythm, in unity of our hearts and our minds. And for this, we are so very grateful. For it opens the door of possibilities, and it opens the remembering of eternity and our place in it. And we say thank you. So let it be. All right, now that we got our invocation, we are going to read our declarations. Now, one of the things we're going to do for All Spiritual Life Center is we are going to continue reading the declarations from the Spiritualist Manual. And the reason why we're doing that is because these declarations of principles, when we read them at the beginning of our services, it puts us in that frame of mind of expansion and reminding us that, our part in all of this is to get in alignment with natural law. Natural law is that which is God's law, Yahshua, whatever you choose to call it. It doesn't matter. It's law. And that's one of the things through my studies that I have truly realized is that which we call infinite intelligence is very impersonal. Our job is to get a personal relationship with it. But infinite intelligence, God, is law. And these laws are here for us to get in harmony and rhythm with so that we can awaken to the God self within us and begin living from that. And this is how we establish heaven on earth. It is an inside job, and it is a personal relationship job. And the personal relationship that we must establish is from that God spark, which breathes, lives, and we have our being in when we begin removing the filters of perception and expanding them into the eternity of our true nature. So in doing so, we're going to continue opening with the Declaration of Principles, although this will be the last time we discuss them for a while. We may go back into it in another date, or there may be even a class that forms of it. We haven't done that yet. But this will be the last one that we get into discussion with before we move on next week into something else, which is going to be fun. So I hope you all continue joining us. So, declarations of principles. Pardon me. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are expressions of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitutes true religion. Really like that one right there. If we really think about that and allow ourselves to contemplate to it and remove some of our judgments and ask Spirit, what's true religion mean? What does this declaration mean? It takes you in a larger, vast understanding of infinite intelligence and what true religion constitutes. So, anyways, we affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm, number 7, we affirm that the moral responsibility of individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We were just kind of touching on that before we got started. Number 8, we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. And number 9, we affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And that's what we're going to discuss today, is that principle. And we're going to start talking about spiritual gifts and kind of how to find yours and awaken. And it's going to be fun. So we enjoy it. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Vicki. Mama. That's Vicki Mama. That's my mother-in-law, and she is phenomenally amazing. Everybody should have a mother-in-law like her. I am truly blessed that she is a part of my life. So thank you for joining us, Mama. Mama Vicki. Yeah. All right. So now we are about to turn everything over to Reverend Micah, and he is going to guide us through our healing service today. So get yourselves comfortable. Get into that centeredness and open up at the top and allow yourself to receive. Kabbalah. That's what Kabbalah means, to receive. All right, so here he is. Oops, tearing down my desk.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the healing service. I'm your host for the moment, Reverend Micah Hale. We got a great message planned for you. Right now, what I want you to focus on, take a big, deep cleansing breath, just for you. And this is how we shed everything that we've accumulated through the week, so that we can be here and present to receive the healing that our bodies, our emotions, and our spirits need. How about another one? Now that feels good to me. Healing, to be restored, to be filled up with energy. Take in the meaning of healing. Take in the feeling of healing as you're watching this now. You can be anywhere that you want to be. The body may be here, but the spirit is everywhere. And the spirit is what receives the healing to be distributed to the mind, to the heart, and to the body. What connects us to this great spirit? All of these things, plus our soul. It's been said that the closer that we get to the divine, the more our souls are restored. And every breath you take in right now is restoring that soul. You see, the gift of healing itself, it's not limited to doctors, not limited to faith healers, Reiki, or energy. You have this gift. All of us do. And at any time you want to, you can awaken and activate this gift. And as you now do this for yourself, we'll recite the prayer for spiritual healing. And this is for you. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. What do you need healing for this week? Do you feel weary? Sad? Is the body tired? All of these things are restored now. the more that you take in this healing force. Through sacred breath. Any area of focus that you put your intent on is restored, healed. Many might call that healing force love, and that would be right to me. Love is the bond that we all share. Love is the true gift. Love is everything. Take a minute to focus this healing energy wherever you want it to be. And as the healing force does its work for you, bring to your mind people who may be present with you or not present that could also benefit from this healing. Say their names out loud or to yourself. The Earth family. My brothers and sisters in humanity. My brothers and sisters in the stars. As this healing force works through you, it also works through them. And this brings us to the second part of the prayer for spiritual healing. For those who have been named, I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of infinite intelligence. And as we speak it, it is done. Mother and Father, infinite Spirit, the one that is all and the all that is one, I thank you for this healing force that moves through me, that is always available to me and is always around me. I thank you for the people that are watching here today, receiving this healing, ready to receive a message, one of upliftment, one of guidance, one of truth. I thank you that we are all aware that we are made in the image and likeness of the divine, of the Great One. You live within each and every one of us. These works that we do, they are done for you, they are done through you into these temples that also house our spirits. And for this I say thank you. I thank you to be of service in saying this healing prayer and having been joined by so many people for this healing service. May this power restore their soul. May it lighten their spirit. May it heal their body. May the thoughts that they think be ones of upliftment and empowerment. May the love they feel in their heart be the one love that comes from you. May we all celebrate that we are your children, awakening to spiritual maturity. And together, so mote it be, and amen. I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. Thank you for letting me share this healing service with all of you today. It brings me joy to be of service to each and every one of you. Now for our message, I give the seat back to Reverend Michelle Hale.
I like being a Hale. I really do. So, all right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but sitting over there and listening to that and allowing myself to be healed, allowing myself to receive healing. Sometimes we kind of get in our own way, and we get self-judgment and words that we speak to ourselves or dialogues, and we don't realize sometimes with all of that type of energy and that talk, we kind of weigh ourselves down. And it's no one's fault. It happens on this earth plane that we happen to be on in this realm of consciousness. But part of, as he was talking about spiritual maturity, is when we get into those places in our everyday lives that feel heavy or in chaos, the maturity aspect is to remember to step back from it for a minute and to take responsibility in knowing that at some level I have created this for myself because there's a lesson to growth for me so that I may grow more into the spiritual nature of that which is God and not fall into that blame and heaviness of believing that I'm only human. Because I'm not just human. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And I'm having, just like you, this experience so that I can grow and practice my spiritual gifts on the earth plane. And part of those spiritual gifts are healing. We're going to get more into that here right now. So we were discussing number 9 in the declarations of the Spiritualist Manual. And we affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And what their definition of it is we thus affirm our belief in the acceptance of the truths which are contained in the Bible and other spiritual texts, and assert that the prophecy and mediumship are not unique nor of recent occurrence alone, but they are universal, everlasting, and have been witnessed and observed in all ages of the world. And that is so very true. Some of the things that I kind of grew up healing was hearing. I grew up hearing was all of these spiritual gifts were either of the devil or that they were attributed and given to saints and prophets, and that I could never, ever attain it because I was a worthless sinner. And thank infinite intelligence that I followed its prompting and studied my whole life so that I could remove that veil of untruth and start seeing everyone as that which is the Christ, the God, the infinite intelligence, because that's where we have our being in. Okay, so one of the things that we do here at All Spiritual Life Center, and the reason why we call it All Spiritual Life Center is because we are interfaith and all paths are welcome. When we say all paths are welcome, we seek the common thread. We seek to learn from each other. We seek to find where in this tradition it says and means something, and then we seek to find that same meaning, maybe with a different wording or vocabulary, but we seek to bring those together so that we can begin learning and growing in harmony as one true religion of the world, instead of all these facets and these branches that create separation and division. And today, we are going to go into Corinthians. This is my grandmother's Bible. I still got it, and I'm so grateful I do, because I use it often. Because when I discover something in more of a modern text, or even from a different tradition of antiquity, I like to see where they all connect. So I look them up, and it's just so much fun to do. I love doing it. So anyways, one of my little obsessions. So chapter 12 in Corinthians 1, talking about spiritual gifts and the different uses. So it says, now concerning spiritual gift, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto the dumb idols, even as ye were led. Micah does better at all the ye's, I'll tell you. Where I give unto you and understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of God calleth Yahshua accursed, that no man can say that Yahshua is the Lord, but by the Holy Ghost. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. Right there, we're getting into same. Okay, not, it talks about diversities. Now there are diversity of gifts. Okay, but the same Spirit. The same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord, meaning the same, they were talking about one religion, that same God. Okay, we call it, we live in different cultures, so we call it by different names, but it is of the same. Okay, and there are differences of operation, but it is the same God which worketh in all. But the manifestations of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracle, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diver kinds of tongues, to another interpretations of tongue. But all these worketh that one and the self same Spirit, dividing into every man as he will. For as the body is one, and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are but one body, so also is Christ. And he didn't say Yahshua Christ. He said Christ. So the word Christ means anointed. Okay? And we are all anointed with that same Spirit. And let's think about that for a minute. For by one Spirit we shall all be baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. Let's think about these things for a minute. What's that telling us? First of all, it's telling us that we are all baptized in the one Spirit. And also within this very same Bible, it says we are all ordained by that one Spirit. Therefore, we, that one Spirit that is within us, is what contains these spiritual gifts. Okay, it's not the humanness. The humanness aspect that we need to do to ignite our spiritual gift is we need to go within and begin, as we were discussing at the beginning of service, that personal relationship with that one Spirit. And remember, God is law. Okay, so that one Spirit is impersonal until you choose to make it personal. And how we make it personal is we can call it what resonates with us. Okay? It doesn't care the name that you choose to attach to it. God is law, right? Impersonal. To ignite our spiritual gifts, we have to get personal with that Spirit. Okay? And some call it Yeshua. Some call it Allah. Some call it Buddha. Some call it Sunonos. And there are 10,000 names to this one spirit. And that 10,000 names doesn't necessarily fall just into the masculine aspect of this spirit, because either God is everything or God is nothing. We don't get to pick and choose what is and what is not. Okay? So the feminine, some people attribute and connect at more of a personal level with the divine feminine. And that's okay, because it's impersonal, it's law, until we choose to make it personal and give it the name that resonates with our soul. One of the things that has happened for me in this journey that I have put myself on, or that Spirit has put me on for many, many years now, is I have gone through many names of calling forth Spirit and connecting with Spirit, depending on my level of consciousness at that time. And every name that I have chosen to use, it always responds. It doesn't care. It just wants me to seek within and find it. And when you seek within, you find the anointed. Think about that. Think what that means. To personalize that which is God, you must first go within and find that personal relationship, find that spirit that you are. And that's where we start removing the veils of forgetfulness. That's where we start removing the layers of false beliefs. This is where we start parting the veil to get a glimpse of that eternity that dwells within us, that we are that one spirit. I don't know about you, but that's powerful. It just electrifies my skin. It expands my heart to know that I am loved that deeply. But I have to seek that love. And that love dwells within me as it dwells within you. We are all one body. When we take time to look at our body, we have arms, we have a nose, we have eyes to see, we have mouth to speak, we have hands to feel, we have feet to walk. Is any one part of this, no matter how big or small, any less important than the whole? No, because it takes all of these different parts to make this one body. And so when we can broaden ourselves and allow ourselves to get into more of the infinite mind, and we do this going within and evolving, maturing spiritually, when we can allow ourselves to expand, we can look at humanity, the human consciousness, as one body. And therefore, each individual pieces are just as important, because the body needs the whole. And the individual units, the individual cells that make up the body, we have over 10 trillion cells, even more, in our body. And each one has a consciousness. Think about that. Each cell in our body has a consciousness. And what I mean by that, okay, so a liver cell has a liver consciousness. So a cell, a little microscopic cell that has the consciousness of liver, knows to rebuild that liver. Think about it. Skin cells, right, that flake off every day, but they rebuild themselves. They have the consciousness of the epidermis. I said that right? Think about that. Each cell in our body holds a different consciousness, but with a one goal, and that is keeping the whole in unity, in harmony. And so we can look at our microcosm here and expand our thoughts on that. And then we look out at the gravity of all of humanity. Then you see that the human consciousness is but one being. And we are but the many cells. So the spiritual gifts that we must go in and seek, what is our consciousness? Okay. Are you a liver cell? Are you a skin cell? Are you a healer? Are you a medium? Do you see how that works? The microcosm, me, in my universe that works within here, and then the macrocosm of the whole. When we start lifting our consciousness to this understanding that for the body is not one member, but many, and it's all created with one spirit, and that would be the Christ spirit. And I know some of you don't like hearing that word, but remember the word Christ means anointed. It's not a being, it's not a person. It is a consciousness. It's a consciousness. That's what it means when they say the only begotten Son. They're not talking about a man. They're talking about the consciousness this man lifted himself into. And that many others have taught the same thing, the same consciousness. Okay? So the only begotten Son is the Christ consciousness, the anointed consciousness. And the body is humanity. We are the body of Christ. And each one of us has an individual job to go within and find that one spirit and evolving from that, and not the untruths of this world that some would have you believe. Because not everybody, unfortunately, wants us to evolve into this. But we are the many. And when a cancerous cell enters the body sends all of its red blood cells and white blood cells and all of these different antibodies and everything to fight off this cancer because it doesn't belong in the body. Well, we can look at that as some of those who want to keep us infected in unconsciousness, who want to keep us in false belief systems, who want to keep us in slavery and forgetfulness. We don't so much want harm because they're just in self and darkness. And that's okay, because it actually gives us something to go, wait, you know what? There's more to me than that, and I'm not going to believe your lies any longer. Thank you for showing me something different. Thank you for showing me what I choose no longer to believe. And there's your power of choice. You choose to go within and discover and create that personal relationship with the one spirit. Because we are all within the body of that one spirit. And we are all within the mind of that one spirit. And that means that we are not denied access to that universal intelligence that we call God, Goddess. So, to understand your spiritual gifts, go in and start asking, what is the service I am here to bring to the world? Because these spiritual gifts are to be used in service of humanity, service to the higher self. That's not selfish, because when you begin serving that higher self, you begin getting into your mission, your purpose, and that higher self is connected into that one spirit. It's only when we serve the ego self, the I, the me, then that's not where we're supposed to use our gifts. In fact, they will start to diminish when we begin to use them selfishly. We can't keep them to ourselves any longer. We can no longer walk around knowing that you have either the gift of prophecy, the gift of healing, being a medium, channel. We can no longer hide and stay hidden away in our closets and only practicing them in the home or with friends or small people or even not even anybody. We just keep it to ourselves, being empathic. We can no longer do that either, because that just allows the cancer cells to grow. We've got to become those red blood cells and those white blood cells. And we need to step out and allow those spiritual gifts and let people see them so that we can show that these are not some stories made up and these are not just old texts in some dusty Bible, but this is who we are. And this is what we come to bring in service to humanity so that others are not afraid, so that we can begin uniting the whole. So we can be the body and lift into the consciousness. Tell me that's not powerful. And that's within each and every one of our grasps. That is our ordination. That is us anointed. That is us Christ-like. Not Yahshua-like. I take nothing from the master teacher, but the name is turned things around, and it has pushed people away. To be Christ-like, to be awakened and anointed and ordained and remembering who and what you are here to bring forward. Let's seek within. We all have them. None of us is without. Let's remember who we are. Let's not be afraid to establish heaven on earth within ourselves first, and that just naturally begins to create an environment around you through vibration. Let's awaken our spiritual gifts. Let's share them with each other. Begin asking yourself, what spiritual gift do I feel called to? And then go out and find a book and start reading. Start practicing on yourself. That's what I did. When I first started awakening myself to the Christ consciousness, the MTC consciousness, Master Teacher consciousness, and asking these questions and contemplating these questions, these downloads started coming through. And I put them into practice before I even said them to anybody. So let me see how this works. Before I speak it, before I share it, let me master it within myself first. Let me experiment on me. And I did. Wow. It's amazing how it works. My life has changed in ways I can't even begin to describe. The life I live is heaven. And each day it expands greater and greater into the environment around me. And I'm so grateful for this gift. I'm so grateful that I found that personal spirit within me so that I can become one with all of you. So let's breathe this in. Let your heart feel this truth as it resonate and expand into every cell of consciousness within your body unit. Let this feeling expand into the body of the human soul, the consciousness of humanity. Let us be the white and red blood cells that come to purify the body expand the mind, and awaken to truth, love, and true light. Let us not be afraid to seek within and uncover the dark fears that we hold and shine that light of the one spirit of who we are onto these shadows. Find the wisdom that they're there to give, bless and let them go, to return to that which is love. And we are so very grateful and blessed to have these truths available to us in all of our sacred texts. When we read but one text and we don't allow ourselves to expand and learn from other texts, then we keep ourselves narrow-minded. And infinite intelligence, there's a word infinite there. It means we have to expand our mind into other concepts and understandings from other traditions so that we can start weaving the tapestry of oneness together. And that constitutes true religion. Thank you for allowing me to share. To share in your glory. To remind you of who you are, what you're capable of, what we can do as a whole. We remember our power. And power is choice. We have to choose this every day. And allow ourselves, Kabbalah, to receive. Thank you. Now I'm going to turn this rest of the service until the message part of it over to Reverend Micah. And I will see you in a couple of minutes as he shares announcements and he does our benediction. Namaste.
Hello again, everyone. What a wonderful service, if I may say so. I believe they're all wonderful services, though. So, first announcement, officially, as of yesterday, because of the notice of the name change we received from the IRS and the notification that the application for nonprofit status is pending and being reviewed, we were able to officially open the bank account for All Spiritual Life Center. Victory.
Yay!
So that means immediately after this service, I will be posting the link to our PayPal account. So if anytime after the service or during the week you would like to make an offering or donation, we happily and gratefully welcome that from you. I feel like this is a milestone achieved upon receiving the notice from the IRS and being able to accomplish this. Spirit is obviously clearing the path. All we have to do is just take the steps when they come. So that I'm grateful for. So, next order of business is that September 20th, we will be having our quarterly, for the autumn season, All Spiritualist Message Night. Look for that invite to come soon today as well, so that you can reserve your spot, so that you can tell your friends about it, tell your family about it, come for the third time if you've been there before, or come for the first time. We welcome you all the same. And that is the announcements for this service. Thank you all for letting me share this happy news with you. Now, with everything that we've heard today, I'd like you to close your eyes with me as we say the benediction. We all have many gifts. Gifts that would be seen by some as spectacular, maybe even impossible, but they are so very possible. They are reality itself. Today, you activated your gift of healing for yourself and to carry it to the people who were maybe with you or who were not with you. All of these gifts are available to you. Even if you experience a certain gift that another you know may not experience, we all have the same potential and the same power. It is that power that flows from the one, and it is present with all of us. Mother, Father, Infinite Spirit, thank you for this wonderful message that we received today. Thank you for the reminder that we are all truly powerful and that we can all enact change by choice anytime we want to. The true power that begets all others is the power to choose, that free will that is present with every person here. Thank you for that marvelous gift that you gave us. Thank you for that gift so that we can choose union, communion, and harmony with you and with all others around us. As we go through this week until we meet again next Sunday, let us all remember how powerful we truly are. Let us all use our gifts for the betterment of the world, for the benefit of our earth family, and for the upliftment of our own souls and spirits. Thank you for the tests that you present to us so that we can use these gifts and remember how truly capable we are of anything, and that nothing is truly impossible. And together we say, so it is, so mote it be, and amen. And now, for the final part of our service, we have the parting message from Reverend Michelle.
Well, I find it interesting that we were talking about law today. And I found a poem here in the all message service. Uh-oh, I froze up. There I am. Hi, guys. All right. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's extremely long, but there's a part here that I kind of like and I want to share it, and I think it kind of goes with what we were discussing. It says, my Savior is the good I've done. For this alone my heaven is grown. My crown, the love that I have won, and deep within is God enthroned. Just talking about that. I to myself will surely draw that which is mine. It is the law. None questions but the voice within, and my accuser is the soul. My judge is that stern discipline that ever seeks to make me whole. I cannot from this court withdraw. I must bear witness. It is the law. I hope you have a great week. It's been amazing. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you today and allow Spirit to speak. And I hope that you reach inside and find those spiritual gifts that you're here to bring forward to remind us who we are. Okay? Have a blessed week. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Till next time, everyone.
Photobomb. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.